What's going on YouTube? Matt from GarageMC here. In today's video, we're going to have a little series going on while we're doing the 465 build and the 400EX budget build. It's going to be a 416. Got some great news about that too, so make sure you watch the video and let me know what you think about that in the comments. But I'm going to show you guys in today's video how to rebuild your ATV linkage, in this case a 400EX linkage. You can see here's some remnants of what came out of it. So be sure to stick around. These will be titled All the Little Things. Alright, so this is a 400EX rear shock linkage. And all of the needle bearings that are in here, some of them are busted up. Actually, here's a piece of the needle that fell out of one of them. That's actually a piece that goes inside here. You see those little rollers in there? That's what's left of one of them that came out of this rear shock linkage. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to disassemble this. I'll show you guys, you just take the bolts out, and then I'll show you how we're going to press the old bearings that are in it out. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go put our new bearings in the freezer. It's not super imperative that you do it with this, but it just makes it easier when you put anything metal in the freezer. When it gets cold, it contracts and becomes slightly smaller. I mean, you could also, whatever you're going to insert it in, put it in the oven, but it's not going to be needed in this case. So let me go put these in the freezer, and I'll be right back with you guys, and we'll start disassembling this. All right, guys, so while I have the 5 bearings in the freezer, the 400EX linkage in this case, there's 4 spots on the linkage that take the bearing and grease seals. The 5th one goes in the top eyelet of the rear shock. I don't need to do that right now because you guys know I got new shocks. The Alcas will, they're going to take forever to get here, but these will get stored in a bag to the side, and if I do need to use them, I have them. The other 8 seals that we have, this is what they look like. There is a spring in there that holds it tight. See if I can get you guys a little contrast here. There's a spring in there that holds the inside tight around the sleeve that goes through here, that the bolt goes through. And there's also a pocket in here. This side faces the inside of the linkage. So, it would be like, this one facing the other one with the needle bearing in the center. I pack these with grease. I got these all set up here. I'll show you guys how I pack it. It's pretty simple. I usually just take a flathead screwdriver, just get a little dab of grease on the end of it, and just go around the whole thing. I mean, you could put gloves on too and do this with your hands, really, whatever, or no gloves, however you want to rock. I'm a raw dog fan myself, actually. And you just want to go all the way around, scrape it, get it pushed in that little groove. We will be greasing the bearings before they go into the linkage anyway. So this is pretty much it. Just get that packed in there good. Get that little pocket filled. All right, now let's go over to the press, and we will remove the old needle bearings out of the linkage here. If you don't have a press, I'll give you an idea on what else you could do if you don't have one, as long as you have a bench vise. I'm pretty sure you could probably do this with a hammer too, and like a socket or whatever you can get in there to push it out. But I'm going to show you how I'm doing it with a vise, or with a press. Damn, I wish I would have just had the camera on for that, guys. I went to pull one of the sleeves out of the linkage. Not only is it busted in half, here's the other half right here. Boom, boom. Like so. So all these came falling out. These are the rest of the bearings that are needles that used to be in this bearing here. Yeah, wish I would have just had the camera on for that so you guys could have seen it. I was like, you got to be kidding me right now. Holy shit. One more thing to note, guys, you got to pull out your old seals. As you can see, this was in desperate need of being changed. These sleeves that are in here too, they don't come with a new bearing kit, and judging by the way these ones look, I'm gonna order new ones, but that's not gonna change what is needed to know in this video as far as changing the bearings. So to pull these out, I believe they make a grease seal tool to actually remove grease seals. But as long as you can get in there, you could either like use an open-ended channel lock wrench and pry it out, but I usually have an assortment of picks. You just want to just get in there and just... Okay, well, that'll never be found again. Went into the abyss of what is my rack of parts, which actually, if you guys want to see real quick, we got all the stuff for the 465EX build all laid out. I got my grips up here, all the hand controls, brake lines, tie rod ends are up here, new controls, levers, bolts. This is literally a slew, I guess, of all types of various OEM Honda parts, dowel pins, all kinds of stuff in here. This is like probably $300 to $400 worth of just little bullshit. All brand new from Honda. Ordered from Rocky Mountain ATV. Great place to shop. A better place to shop. Not saying anything against Rocky Mountain, but as far as for performance stuff, when I want something performance, one place I'm going to call, not even going to think of another place to call. BPR ATV out of Upland, California. Great guys to deal with. They know their shit. They ride too. I believe they've been in business for quite a while. I don't know the exact amount of years, but I will know the exact amount of years in our video coming up for either the 416 kit on the budget build 400EX, which I'm not going to show you guys yet because I told you I wasn't going to show you the plastics until I put those back on. So you can't see that stuff. Not yet, anyway. They are doing a 100% sponsorship for me now. So we're going to have a bunch of cool facts. They are sending me out a set of their brand new Max Lock titanium head studs. We're going to do a little couple comparisons of them. We're going to show you the differences between a couple different brands. And what all those little numbers at the end of, like, you know, 87 this and 42 this and 5160 that. We're going to find out, and we're going to go over all that stuff so you guys understand. But let's get back to the parts I was just showing you. So we got, you know, the A-arms are down there. My exhaust is in here, which I can't wait to put on. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but a little sneak peek. Empire Industries, full TIG welded stainless steel. Another little video that's going to be about all the little things that got to be done before the stuff could even get put on the quad. We're going to wrap the exhaust. I'm going to show you guys how to do that too. But here's the rest of the parts as well. Got a brand new head, rocker cover, all my Tusk stuff over here, lightweight flywheel, which when we go put that on, actually when we take the old one off, we're going to weigh both of them, see what the weight differences are. Wiseco, billet clutch basket, billet clutch, Wiseco high performance timing chain, Kibble whitehead studs, Moose racing springs, which are stiffer than the Wiseco ones, which I'm going to switch to. There's that used hot cam that I won the bid on. We got K&N filter, battery, our streamlined rotors on the redone hubs with, or redone knuckles with the Lone Star hubs. Also have Lone Star hubs for the rear as well. Lone Star, yeah, riser clamp for the handlebars. There's a ton of stuff up here, guys. Tons and tons of stuff. Tons and tons of money, too. But we also have other bearings that we're going to do in other videos that are covering all the little stuff that has to be done. So this is pretty much going to kind of be a series along with the build. It's going to be entitled All the Little Stuff You Got to Do. But let's get over to the press and do what the hell you guys clicked on so you can see how this goes. So I'm over here at the press. I had already taken them out of this part of the linkage here. There is going to be some prep work involved after this, or at least what I do when I do these things. What I do is I find a socket that is similar to the size of the bearing race, but not so tight that when you press the race out, you now pressed your socket in. Ask me how I know that happens. But what I like to do is you want to get it to where your linkage is supported evenly. You want to have proper support like on the end of it here, because these are aluminum and this is a 12-ton press, guys. Like I said, you could probably do this with a bench vise. You would put the socket that's going to push the race and then get a larger socket that's large enough to go against this portion of the linkage, but large enough on the inside so the race could push into the socket, and you could just, you know, put the two between a vise and then crank down on it and it will push it through. But in my opinion, let me say it that way, my opinion, I think this is the way that it should be done. Get yourself set up and then crank that puppy down. Sometimes they're a little bit more stuck than others. It'll make a loud crack as soon as it cracks, the seal of it being oxidized into the linkage. But let me pick up the race that just came out and I'll show you guys. So here's the piece that just came out. This is what we're left with now. This one's actually not too bad on the inside. I'm still going to clean it up though. What I like to do to clean these out, I have a Dremel. This is actually a really cool thing. You can get these at Harbor Freight, guys. It's either like 30 or 40 bucks. It comes with the bench grinder and this attachment that goes in the end of it. I use this thing all the time. It started sticking and freezing like you would turn the button on. If you just tap it, it'll, you know, obviously it's probably on its way out, but whatever. I definitely got my money's worth out of this thing. Trust me on that. But here's what I do to clean these out. These little stainless steel wire brushes for Dremels. You can get them on eBay. You can get them like by the packs of like 17 million of them for like $6. Or no, it was like 10 bucks for like 100 of them or something. Anyway, quick little overview of what I do here. You guys can see how dirty that is in there. Starting to clean up, but it's a little bit too dirty to use this wire wheel, so I'm going to switch it out to one of these pads here, guys. These are also for the Dremel. These are 320 grit Scotch-Brite pads. Same deal. You can buy them on eBay, buy the hundreds, you know, 50 or 100 of them. These things are great. So I'm going to swap these out. I'm going to start getting these cleaned out. I'm also going to take the opportunity to polish the linkage out while I have it off the quad. This is not a video on how to polish aluminum, so I'm going to do that off camera, and then I will pick back up with you guys when I'm ready to press the new bearings in. Alrighty guys, so we got our bearings out of the freezer. As you can see, they're nice and cold. The fifth one that I'm not going to use is over there until we see if we need it for the shock, obviously. Hands are a little dirty from polishing aluminum. Whatever. Well, at least cleaning the aluminum. I didn't really hit this with any polish, so here's all the needles that fell out of these things, guys. A few of these sleeves were broke, so was the other one as well, so I'm gonna have to go to Rocky Mountain and order those as well. There's the rest of the other one and the rest of the needles that are all over the friggin' place. Anyway, all right, let me set up and we'll start pressing these in. First thing I'm gonna do is, with my freshly cleaned linkage on the insides, I'm going to put a little anti-seize. This is Permatech anti-seize. Anytime you have metal to metal, or, you know, a steel or a stainless steel, whatever these are made out of, chromoly, I'm not really 100% sure, so I don't want to say. Either way, even if it was aluminum to aluminum, I would put a little bit of anti-seize in the inside where the race goes, and I'll also rub the outside of it as well. All right, guys, so we're back over here at the press. Like I said, I got a little anti-seize rubbed on the inside. Also, another thing to point out, guys, when you put bearings in the freezer, and then you take them out of the freezer like this, they get a little bit of condensation on them. So before we do grease these when they're in there, since the needles are on the inside of the bearing, not the outside, I'll show you guys what I do with that. It's basically just, you know, just dry them off, blow a little air in there, a little compressed air. But a little anti-seize on this. I'll show you guys one of these, and then I'll complete the rest on my own. Let's get this puppy pressed in there. You want to make sure this is nice and straight, guys. Don't put it in there crooked. Don't forget these linkages are made out of aluminum. Alright, so that's as far as the press will let me put it in there. We're going to lift this back up. I have to get this in there, hopefully. Now these bearings are not as wide as this is here. I'll show you guys the difference in a second before I put the rest in off camera, but you want to get it pushed in there. Enough room for it to clear. I like to try and get it as even as I can into the center for the grease seals. If you go too far, don't worry. You can back it back up a little bit by going from the other direction. But I think, yeah, we're good right there. So that's in there. Nice. We got everything all pressed in there. Let's clean up our anti-seize before it turns us into the Tin Man. I don't know how this stuff manages to get everywhere. I don't care how careful you are. You're getting it on yourself. You know what I mean? It just happens. And even when you go to wipe it off, that's what happens. This stuff is very, I don't even know the right word for it. It's very thin, and it's very smudgy and smeary and whatever type of made up words with the letter Y on the end I could say. Messy, smeary, whatever. Anyway, I get that all cleaned off. If you have excess condensation on your bearings, like if you're going to build like an engine and you put your bearings in the freezer and all that stuff, like I said, they will get condensation on them. Do your best to dry them off. I do believe they make a spray, like a protective spray or something like that, so it doesn't rust. However, in this case, we are going to be getting the grease in these. So, all right, this is where you can either get a little messy or you can grab a Q-tip. I'm going to grab a Q-tip and probably still get messy. Yep, I already got grease on my fingers. But just get a bag of Q-tips, or these are wooden-handled Q-tips. You can get them at Harbor Freight. They're cheap. You get a whole shitload of them, but I just get some grease in there, and I just start rolling it around. Roll it around. You can never have too much. I'll even put a little more in there, too. Grease is your friend, guys. Grease is your friend. I'm also going to grease slightly where the grease seal is going to go. Sorry, I just had a fly land on me. Drive me nuts. Alright. Get a little bit on there too. It's alright if it mixes with the anti-seize. It's not going to hurt anything. Alright. So now that... Damn flies. Sorry, guys. Alright, so now that our bearings got some grease in there, we take our grease seals. The side that we packed and goes in. They fit in nice and easily. That's it, guys. That's all there is to it. This stuff is not hard, like I've said to you before. You guys can do this shit too. Just know what you're doing, what you need to do. Basic knowledge, and it's that simple. So there's our side done. I'm going to do the rest of these off camera. I'll piece you guys out real quick. Alright guys, so thanks for sticking through the video. I hope this helped you guys with something. One of you's, Mike, I believe, sent me a comment on one of my last videos. You guys want to see how Nerf bars, the netting gets laced to those. So I will do a video and you guys can check that out tomorrow. It's a simple procedure. There's a few different ways to do it, but I mean, the one way I'm going to do is pretty standard. So, damn, almost fell over there. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Always remember to throw me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, smash the damn subscribe button. Like, come on already. You know, this ain't the first time we met. And if it is, what's going on? You can subscribe as well. Like I said before, guys, we started a Patreon. I'm on there under GarageMC, capital G, capital MC. One word, GarageMC. Check out the 3 different tier levels we got over there. And I'll see you guys tomorrow when we start lacing up the Nerf bars that I got sitting on my Corvette Grand Sport shelf, as it is now. Yeah. Let me know if you guys have a $30,000 shelf in your driveway, too. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace!